Hello Capricorn, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you are connecting with on a romantic level. What it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship. This could be in the past. For others of you, this could be a situationship. And for a small portion of you, this could be an individual that you've met. And you know there's a whole lot of chemistry. And there's something special there, but no one's really speaking up. A lot of sadness in this connection. Also, for those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do not channel through any spirit guides, I never have, and I have certain reasons for that. I have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. So, many of you also know that I do not interpret these cards the way that they were originally meant to be interpreted. As long as, well, whatever was written in the book by Amy Sophia Marashinsky and the writer, it's quite different. Yeah. We have here, the way I interpret it, a few dark cards with dark energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what does this mean? The dark energy just means your person of interest, and because of the intensity of these cards, this could be you as well, Capricorn. There's a lot of gloominess, a lot of gray clouds in your life. There's no sunshine. And part of this reading, though, right here, is quite bright. And yet, there's another part that's kind of dark. So there are struggles, and I'm going to be expressing to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. Starting off with the first card we have here, Betrayal, followed by Laughter, Sensuality, Nourishment, Wild Woman, Grief, Embracing the Shadow, Selfhood, Surrender, and then we have Challenge under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Capricorn, I know that I screwed up. I have betrayed you. You thought that you knew me. You thought that you could predict my moves, my intentions, my plans. But it turned out that you never really knew me at all. To you now it may seem as if I was a stranger the entire time. I know I've caused you heartache and pain, that you suffered the loss of not having us in our lives. We were good, and I see that now. But before, things were different. My mindset was different. I've betrayed someone who I consider a friend. You are like my best friend, my confidant, someone who I can rely on, someone who I can depend on. But I betrayed you. There's a lack of faith and a lack of trust now. How can you ever trust me again? I see that you are someone who knows me so well. You know what makes me laugh. You know what makes me tick. You know what makes my heart happy. All of these things make me want to be with you, to celebrate with you, but I know because of the things that I have done, I can't really. There's a lack of joy. I also see you as someone who is very attractive. I am very attracted to you. The connection that I have with you, it is very alluring. It is very tempting. You have this way of seducing even though you don't even try. You don't have to try. It just happens naturally. Your charm, your character, your personality, your beauty, your charisma, everything about you is just so alluring and seductive and attractive. It has taken me some time, but I have realized now that you are someone who is very nurturing. There's a sense of nourishment, even from your essence. I understand that you are someone who really knows a lot about me. You get me. You have this way of fulfilling me emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Nobody else really makes me feel this way. And yet, even though I know, especially now, that this is the type of person that you are, and that you would be the best thing that ever happened to me, I know also that I have not been truthful to you. And that I'm not proud of. I have said things and done things that have not been right. There's a part of me that really wants to move on, because there's a part of me that broke you down. You've seen a side of me that was very sneaky. I was trying to be sneaky. I was trying to hide things from you. When I was trying to hide it, there was a lot of secrecy. I wasn't really telling you the truth. In this connection, there's a sense of melancholy. Not only melancholy, but sadness. In this connection, there was suspicion, deceit, deception. I have told you a few things that may have been true, but I have taken out a few words, a few sentences. What you don't know won't hurt you, or will it? Because does that mean that I lied to you? From my point of view, I simply just didn't give you the full information. But yes, because I deliberately did that, it does make me a trickster, someone who has sneaky behavior, and yes, there is reason for suspicion, which is why now there is a sense of betrayal. I also feel that in this connection, there is this sense of grief. This grief that exists. This is simply because the way things have been, the words that I have said, the way that I've acted and behaved in this connection, I now am suffering as well from sadness and melancholy. You may not see this, but I do feel guilty. And I do feel remorse and regret for the things that I have done. For the things that I have done that I never should have done. The things that I've said, perhaps I shouldn't have said those things. And now I grieve because I'm afraid that I'm losing you. You were that one bright star in my darkest sky. This was my sky that I used to live in. This was very dark, but I really enjoyed having you in my life the way that you've always been. I hold you up high because I'm afraid that if I lose you, my world is going to end up in darkness. There will be no light. So much has happened between us that I feel now things are very awkward. You have been in this kind of situation with me where you've seen that dark side of me, that shadow side of me. You saw a part of me that was very impulsive, compulsive, and aggressive. You were not expecting that, which is also why it seems to you there is a bit of betrayal, if not a lot. Now there's this desire for me to have you accept me for who I am, all of me. Because this dark side even makes me who I am. It's a part of who I am. I also feel that in this connection, there's a sense of selfhood. Because of the awkwardness and the feelings of being uncomfortable in this connection, now I see you as somebody who's different. You've changed. Did you change on your own? No, it was a reaction to the actions that I took and the inactions. This reaction now is you changing. How have you changed? I see you now as someone who is guarded, very guarded. I see you as someone who is more self-sufficient, self-reliant, independent. You don't need me. You don't need anybody. These are things that I see. These are things that now I know. And I feel that sometimes you don't really want me in your life, even though I feel that a part of you does. But how can I be a part of your life when you shut the door? This is how I feel. And I know you didn't do this deliberately. You did it because I betrayed you. This is how I feel. And I feel intimidated by you because now I see you as somebody who's thriving. You don't need me. And you are very guarded. Once bitten, twice as shy. You are very guarded. You do not want me in your life because you think I'm going to betray you again. And for me wanting that second chance, I do grieve because I think I'm never going to get that second chance. You may not know it, but yes, I have surrendered to you. And I feel you have surrendered to me. In this connection, I feel that we belong together. You belong to me and I belong to you. So much has happened and I have surrendered my mind, my heart, my body to you. If you lead, I would follow. But the problem is there's so much distance between us now. You have this beautiful aura that actually scares me. I am single and ready to mingle. I know you may not be, but you just look like that. And I'm nervous about it because I don't want to see you with anyone else. I know that's selfish, but that's the truth. I also feel that in this connection, this entire situation is so damn challenging. It's a solution that needs to be found. But this is now a problem to which a solution cannot be found, a riddle that just can't be solved. There's too much going on, too many moving parts. Yes, I betrayed you because I was hiding things from you. I was not being truthful. And yet I expect so much from you. I know that wasn't right. And I know I have not been the ideal special someone in your life. But moving forward, I would like to get over this. However, I know that we are very much in an awkward situation. And between us, too many things are complicated. Life is difficult. It's very awkward now. And I know you don't want to talk to me and I don't want to talk to you because I just don't know how. That's why I find it to be challenging, especially after the things that I did. and the way that I feel. Although, Capricorn, I do want to keep you and have you in my life as a best friend. I can't stop thinking about you. I am attracted to you, and I feel that you are someone who's the perfect mate. I truly do know that I have screwed up badly. And I want to make it right. I just don't know how to. All right. Capricorn, there's a lot going on here. This person was with you, whether they were with you physically or even energetically, but their mind and their thoughts here were, they had other things on their mind, not just regarding you, but certain things that were going on in their life. Now, that doesn't give them the excuse to be nasty and mean to you, but there is genuine concern here. This person is actually grieving. They are actually sad. And usually that's a great card to have, because this means that they've realized what they've done is wrong. And typically when that happens, it also means that they're not going to do it again. All right, so it does appear that your person of interest is in the thought process of, what do I do next? So I don't really see them moving forward yet. They're not even in the mood of moving forward, because they themselves are grieving. And they feel that this is a very challenging situation for them also. And the reason why it's challenging is because they want to overcome that challenge, which also means they want to come back into your life. Very nice. Now that depends on some of you. Do you want to take this person back? Some of you are going to say no. And that's perfectly fine. You've been there, done that. You've learned a lesson, and you don't want to, because this person sees you as someone who now is very independent, very much like the 9 of coins. And perhaps you are, maybe some of you are not, but this is how this person perceives you now. This is how they see you. They see you as somebody who is very much thriving. You don't need them. Perhaps you didn't need them before, but now it's even more, that feeling. All right, I have here the Lover's Path Tarot. So in this deck, I like to have a look, and I go a little bit back in time to see what happened back then in this connection. When things were fine, they were good, and then suddenly things started to kind of crumble down, and this beautiful, sweet connection turned sour. Your person of interest may not have told you what was on their mind. They may have simply just ghosted you, but not really explained anything. This person has not given you a sense of closure, so there's a lack of closure. This person may have ghosted you. They may have just faded. The connection between the both of you now has been taken for granted, and the communication is quite less. So this I read in the reverse, and I read this a little bit into the past, because I can do that. I can go into the past. And also the first set of cards that you had, those set of cards, that is for the current and present situation. So currently what your person of interest is feeling for you, that was that reading. And this reading is having a little bit of a look into the past with what happened. 2 of coins, and then we have the 2 of cups. 2 and 2 might be a special number there for you. The 2 of coins. And sorry guys, I got issues again with my chest once again. I have a checkup coming up soon, so we'll find out what's agitating me, because this has been going on for the past like 8-9 months. Many of you know this already. It just comes and goes. It doesn't go away permanently. Okay. We have here the 2 of coins, and it does talk about how at that point in time, this person had a lot of choices to make. They were juggling a lot. and they could not find balance. Here, it talks about the ability to try to juggle several situations at once. This could be jobs, opportunities, having different ideas. But there was a lot of opposing desires that also took place. They wanted to find a balance between the earthly and the spiritual worlds. They were taking on too much at that time, and they started to feel very overwhelmed by demands. They had overcommitted themselves. So some keywords here are overwhelmed and overcommitting. So it does seem that one of the reasons, and one of the main reasons why your person of interest could not be with you at the time and not give you that time, energy, and effort was because they had a lot going on in their life. And whatever was going on in their life, they were kind of stuck in the circumstances. They could not change it. They could not handle it or deal with it or reject it or avoid it. The issue here is that they committed a lot. So they've bitten off more than they can chew and even digest. They have spread themselves far too thin. And because of this, those responsibilities that they had undertaken, they became very overwhelming for this individual. And that's why they were not able to give you so much of their attention. They may have made excuses. They may have seemed unreliable. That is the reason. Here we also have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups here, it talks about how at some point in time in this connection, because of these feelings, at some point in time there was a lack of harmony, a lack of partnership, and even a lack of love. This person was attracted, and in this connection they felt that this was an important friendship, or even it could have been a potential love relationship. But there was a sense of satisfaction in infatuation only. Only infatuation. And here it also says, in overindulging in sensuality for the sake of the emotional high. But it is infatuation. So this is what happened. One of you wanted to get really deep into the situation, like, let's commit. Let's be together. Let's be exclusive, right? However, the other person did not have that on their mind. Why? Because their mind was completely full of other things. They were overwhelmed. So from their point of view, they were just happy on the surface, the materialistic level, the physical level. They did not want to go to the emotional, and they did not want to go to the spiritual. So they were only on the physical level, the materialistic level with you, and this is also why you may have been hurt. Because this person may have been hiding certain things from you. You see, when you have a situation like this, it also means that they may not be exclusive with you, which means if they're not 100% with you, then they may also be if they're not 100% with you, that means that their time is also being spent elsewhere doing something, hopefully not doing someone, but with someone else too. So, and it doesn't have to be just one person. It could be with multiple people. This is a very unique situation, and this is a general love reading. This is not going to resonate for everybody, but what I'm seeing here is you're dealing with somebody that was not exclusive. They did not give you their full attention because they actually weren't able to, and because that was not what they were looking for, they were looking for something else that was more of a temporary kind of nature. And here we have more of lust, infatuation, attraction, the materialistic, pleasures, things like that. In this connection, they did not delve into the depths of emotions. They did not go all the way to the spiritual level. They didn't do that. Why didn't they do that? Because that's not what they were looking for. Why? Because they were completely overwhelmed. As a human being, there's only so much people can do and take and handle, right? Unfortunately, it could be that you knew that it was a beautiful Two of Cups relationship. You knew that you guys are soulmates or you're somehow spiritually connected. You felt this and you know it. And yet this person did not appreciate that and also took you for granted. So we have two people here that are thinking quite differently. Part of my professional background also is mediation, arbitration. So I like to mediate things. I like everybody to have peace and harmony. I like that. This is the way the world should be. Everybody should be having this common ground where everybody understands the other person's problem and we're all friends. But I know when somebody hurts your heart, breaks your heart, betrays you, how the hell are you supposed to forgive them? Because from your point of view, you were in this connection and you had different objectives, you had different ideas the entire time. And your person of interest may have misled you or led you on. Yeah, I can't even say this is a misunderstanding because Crosswatcher, you should have just come clean. That's not nice. That's not nice. It's bad karma. Eventually karma comes and bites you on the bottom. But some people do this deliberately. Some people deliberately don't tell the other person. And some people don't say anything at all because they don't want to say it. So sometimes we think, oh, my person really shows me in action. They're so romantic with me. Physically, they're so romantic with me. And so I believe that deep down they do love me. You see, the feminine and the masculine have different ways of loving. We have to think about that too. You have to think like the opposite sex in order to understand what they're thinking. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody talks and says, I love you, and then they actually do love you. Some people do love you and they will say it, and they will say I love you because they do. Everybody's different, but here with this specific situation, I'm definitely seeing somebody who was so overwhelmed that they didn't have time to invest the emotions. They didn't have time to think about the spiritual aspect, but they did have time only to relieve themselves from the everyday stresses. And so they would come to you here with a sense of infatuation. Take it as it resonates. Let me know what's happening. One person here wanted something a bit more. The other person did not. And it's hard to be in the other person's shoes. It's not easy. And you really do go into relationships and connections trusting the other individual. Normally, on average, somebody who has a healthy mind and healthy mindset and who's had healthy relationships, they will go into it thinking positively. But sometimes when we have been hurt and we have trauma and we have toxic behavior that we had gone through before, it is very difficult to release ourselves from that. And my God, you got it right here. Yep. 1, 2, 3 cards that totally tell me your person of interest is so stuck in whatever situation they're in. So yes, it's as if this person had restrictions, but they knew about these restrictions and they still tried to be with you, to hang out with you, but it was almost misleading in a way because now there's a lack of movement forward. All right, let's have a look here. First card's the strongest. We have here Hermit, and this is a really excellent card, actually. I really do enjoy having this card out because in every reading, this card does mean that, okay, you know what? I've learned my lesson. I'm going to take a step back and I want to know what is it that I do that's different. Why can't I be like other people in other relationships? Why did I do what I did to Capricorn? Why did I lie? Why did I betray them? Who am I? Am I really like this? So you remember the grief card that you had at the beginning. This person now has moved on from that grief to more of an understanding. But the question is of understanding. What do they understand? With the Hermit card, this does talk about your person of interest, where they have taken a step back and they have forced themselves into isolation, forcing themselves into loneliness, not wanting to talk to anybody because they want to take a step back and keep away from the rest of the world in order to regain balance, in order to have a better perspective and a viewpoint of problems. They can only do this when they are the hermit. Otherwise, they will be distracted from the everyday world problems. This person is now having the sense of contemplation, introspection, because they have isolated themselves. Why do they think this is important? Because it's actually bothering them. Remember, you have the grief card, right? So the next step up is to be somebody who is a bit wiser And why does this come with wisdom? Wisdom comes after this card. Right now, you are not going to be hearing or maybe even seeing this person. And even this person's friend, maybe their family, they may not see them a lot either. Because one thing that's bothering them, that's on their mind, is this situation, and they want to keep a distance because they want to rethink and reevaluate everything. Who am I? Why do I do the things that I do? How can I be a better person? Yeah, you've taught them a lesson, actually. This is a good thing because now it does indicate to me that this person's starting to, I'm seeing, they're starting to lose the plot. Not really, but some of you out there, you may be losing the plot because that's what I'm getting. I'm seeing that in my mind's eye, the words. However, it is a good thing to do because it does mean that there's a sense of self-reflection, knowing that they've done something wrong, wanting to make things right. And that's so important. And we also have here, so in this spread right now, we don't have any pages. We don't have a knight, and we don't even have a king or a queen. So we have a fool. And the fool is not the best to have because this is literally a fool. This is somebody who has had this desire to move forward and have a leap of faith in this connection, wanting to be in this connection. The issue is, even if they want to, they may make a mistake. It may finish as soon as it had started. Why? Because this card talks about taking action first and thinking later. It's a very impulsive kind of nature. Remember, you had the embracing the shadow card. I talked about in that card how there's impulsive, aggressive, and compulsive behavior. That is exactly this individual here. Your person of interest is either very immature or they are inexperienced and they just don't know how to act. But mostly I'm seeing very immature and impulsive. With this situation, sorry, you can't rush into this with this person. You need to be the leader in this connection, and you need to take a step back and take it slow because this person needs a lot to learn right now before they jump from the Hermit to the Fool. They need the Wisdom card. After the Wisdom card, they need the Strength card. After the Strength, then they have that courage to reach out to you, and at that point, it could be the Fool. But there's a whole lot of processes in between these two cards. We have here also the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles here, it does talk about how your person of interest has, well, they feel, they may not have, but they feel that they have put in the time, energy, and effort into this connection, and they want to move forward. They want to see what the results are. They want to see how they can grow. Now, sure, they can do that, but it also talks about waiting. There's a waiting period here. We also have here the Devil. The Devil card here talks about how in this connection, both of you do feel spiritually bound. You feel connected to each other. It's very difficult for you to let go and move forward somewhere else because it's as if like something, it's like a torch kind of on your bottom, a little torch on your bottom that reminds you that, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, there's this person. Remember me? You guys can't stop thinking about each other, even if you try to. This card does talk a lot about being addicted to the other person. Sometimes it talks about sexual addictions, but I'm not seeing that here very much. What I am seeing is, actually almost slightly, yes, because of the infatuation card. It's as if this person makes themselves happy by enjoying physical pleasure, right? And they relieve themselves. So this is kind of like sexual healing that people do. But that can be healthy if you're both in love or if you both are interested in each other. But when it's just a random stranger, it's not going to make sense. In fact, you pick up negative energies from random strangers too. Now, with this card, it also talks about fear and paranoia. Fear of losing, but also fear of being with the other person because it's so damn intense. What I'm seeing right now in this connection is there's a whole lot of hesitation because the person is not ready, Capricorn. That's what I'm seeing, to sum it up. Now, this is the overall arching theme. 8 of Swords. not so great. Your person of interest feels they don't want to see anything, they don't want to hear anything, but somebody's forcing them not to see and hear. Somebody's forcing them to stay put, stay in one spot. Their arms, hand, feet, legs are tied, bound. So they have no movement. And even if they could, they would fall on top of these swords. The swords that surround this person. This is this person feeling caged. And far in the distance, someone's watching them like a hawk. So this individual does not have the freedom, perhaps, that you do. This means they have restrictions. They have constraints. They have responsibilities. They have certain people that they feel that they're accountable to. And for that reason, they don't move anywhere. They don't do anything. I'm getting a sentence. I can give you a little bit, but I can't give you all. Yeah. Well, Capricorn, hell, you know what to do when that happens, okay? I can't give you everything, but I can give you a little bit. What the hell use is that? You want the whole, man. You want the whole waterfall. I was going to say a naughty word. You want the whole waterfall, okay? You do not want drip, drop, drip, drop. No, that's not you. That's not you. Why do you want to be in that type of a relationship? Drips and drabs. You want the whole, everything. The whole package. And the problem with this, guys, is that when they know that they have you in their pocket, they take advantage of you. They don't value you. The only way to have somebody value you in this type of a situation is to let go and keep your distance. And let them not walk, but let them crawl back to you. I'm sorry, but that's just the way life is. This is the way people do it. This person's taking advantage of you, and they're not really giving you the dedicated time, energy, and effort that you deserve. They're not truly appreciating you, and they're not looking at you as the full piece. They're just looking at a part of you. That's not right. It's not nice, and it's not right. I didn't even tell you guys in the beginning, for those of you who are new, what this spread is about. This is any actions, any plans, any intentions that your person of interest has. So I do see this as a serious kind of situation here. But one really great thing is the Hermit card. Can't go wrong with that. That means eventually these cards can change. But eventually from here, there's going to be a ripple effect, okay? It's going to be something different that's going to happen after they make a decision and they realize what they want in life. Right now, there are restrictions. One day, if these are lifted, maybe they are going to be someone different. But in the meantime, it does appear that they are under the rule of somebody else. So they feel powerless and they only do what they can do in the circumstances that they're in with the restrictions that they have. They're trying to make the best of what they have. But their best is not good for you. I'm getting the words. Their best is your worst. Eeks. We don't want that. So I do see them reaching out, but you got to be careful because even when they do reach out, it's going to take a while. And when they do reach out, it's not going to be a long-term committed kind of situation, at least with these cards right now. It does appear that it's going to be very short-term, especially when you have that Fool. So you need to be the one who's going to fool the fool, okay? You play the player. How to do that? Keep your distance. Perfect timing. So these messages, I'm just going to do a quick prayer. These messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. So we have your perfect timing, followed by opportunity. Remain positive. Peaceful resolution. Reconsider. No need to worry. And then we have it's up to you, a choice card. Yep. That's why you're getting that choice, because some of you, it's not right for you because you've been through too much in this connection. That's why they're telling you that you have a choice here. All right, so an opportunity will be given to you, Capricorn. And you may be wondering, when is that going to happen? It's not going to happen anytime soon, but we do have here an opportunity that's going to come to you in perfect timing. This is divine timing. So it'll come to you when the time is right. When it's supposed to happen, it will happen then. We also have here, remain positive, because there is going to be eventually, thank God, a peaceful resolution in this connection. So the both of you are going to be able to work things out. That's amazing. That's going to happen right after your Hermit card has changed. This person is a hermit, and when they change, they're going to gain that wisdom, then they're going to get that strength. Then eventually they're going to reach out to you. Excellent. We also have here, meditation brings answers. So here we do meditate and we pray to the divine. This is the holy light of God. And remember to always say the holy white light. There's many lights in the universe. Not all of them are holy. So always remember to use a keyword, holy. This is for you to meditate. This is for you to pray. The reason why they're mentioning this is because it seems that it's been a little bit of a tough time. It's been a while. So many things have come and gone in your life where there's a lot of worry and anxiety. And because of that, you just haven't really been focusing on yourself and focusing on the spiritual aspect. So take some time out, relax, talk to yourself. Talk to God in your heart. Who is God? It's a connection between you that you can't see. It's like a wire. It's a connection between you and the grand entity in the universe, the source, the light. So we're connected by cords. So as soon as you do it, split second, like a Wi-Fi connection, you're connected. All you have to do is pray or meditate. You can do both, you can do one. We have a situation here when you receive answers from this meditation. Yes, you will be able to then reconsider, not consider, but reconsider what it is that you are going to say, what it is that you're going to do in this connection. So it appears here that you're going to take some time out for yourself. Okay, this is you letting go, focusing on yourself, and talking to your best friend, who is the divine. Okay? When you do this, you're intuitively going to be receiving answers, or even messages. This could be in your mind. This could be seeing billboards, reading certain words that only mean something to you. It just kind of pops out at you in posters. Or even when you're hearing the radio, certain words may actually mean something to you. It doesn't mean anything to anybody else. But these are answers. This is the way the universe, which are the celestial beings and the angels in heaven, this is how they communicate with us. And yes, when you get these answers, yes, at that point in time, you will be able to reconsider whatever it is that you're going to say and do in regards to this person, because you have a choice and that's up to you. There is no need to worry. So if you have had anxiety, if you've had worries about this connection, they are telling you there's no reason to. Because eventually you're either going to stay on this path or you're going to go and divert on another path. That path is already written for you. That's the way celestial beings do it before we come to planet Earth. Our soul already has multiple stories, and it's just that we are the actors and actresses, and we just have to pick and choose which one we want. So even if you're on this path and if you think this is the end all be all, no, it's not. You can easily hop on like a squirrel from one branch to the other, and then that is your life. It's a choice that you make. So the outcome would be different as well. But if you think that this person is just taking and taking and taking, and you're just giving and giving, honestly, it's time to move on as well. Because that's why you got this card. It's up to you. It's a choice. Either you go this way or you go that way. Totally up to you. And that's your reading, Capricorn. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situations. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. And for some of you that are looking for readings, please do visit my website. I do have some readings there. Some are on negative energies, how to remove those. And some are on love. I believe there's just probably one or two. And I also have past life spiritual connections, lessons learned, karmic lessons learned. Those are also some, well, it's not those, it's not multiple, there's just one. It's a past life reading that I do. That takes some time for me, actually. But if you want, feel free, place an order, and I'll get to you if it's out of stock, because they are quite in demand. If it's out of stock, please send me an email, and I will put you on the waiting list. For others of you, if you want to also learn more about relationships, any type of guidance that you may need in relationships, I do have my other channel, which is Asnointia Audio on YouTube, and those videos are absolutely free. Have a look at some of those videos on there. Also regarding past life and spiritual connections, any type of spiritual connection, I do have videos on that there. I also have some on negative energies, and that is what and who are negative energies. That's for jinns, demons, evil spirits. That's just one video, actually. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if any of this has resonated. I know it was kind of, in particular, it seemed so, but this is a general love reading. It's not private. You guys know that. So please do take whatever resonates. And the other is not applicable to you, but it's applicable to somebody else in the meantime. All right. You all take care. Stay safe. I will see you guys again. Bye now.